Well, life never seems to stop. It seems like we're always going and going, and sometimes we get so distracted we lose focus on what matters.
And today's Youday coach LaMonte reminds us to focus on what's important instead of getting sidetracked.
There's a little boy who lived in a small Mexican town that bordered California. One day he rode his bike into America. Stopped by a border officer, he was asked his reason for coming to the States. The little boy simply pointed to his backpack and said, "Sir, I'm carrying mulch." "Mulch?" the officer replied. The officer then took it upon himself to check the contents of the bag, and indeed, it was mulch. For several weeks this went on, riding his bike, carrying mulch, stopped by the same officer, same process. One day the little boy didn't show up. Time passed, and months later the officer was out with his family and saw the little boy in town. He then asked him, "I was always curious, what were you doing with all that mulch?" The little boy replied, "The mulch was just a distraction. I was actually smuggling bikes." The moral of the story here is stop focusing on things that are clearly a distraction and put your concentration and efforts into things that are more important. This is Coach LaMonte reminding you to have your best Youday. I'll see you tomorrow.
Interesting analogy there, but I can agree with that. You know, so much we focus on the little things and we stress and worry about things that are just so small when we need to take a breath, slow down, and think about the bigger picture.
I tell you what my biggest problem is. We're going to have an honest moment here on the 4 to 5. I create things in my mind about situations that don't actually exist. Like I get worked up about things and I make them a bigger deal here and get distracted by that rather than on focusing on what's actually happening, which tends to be a lot less of a big deal.
I think I can agree with that as well. You know, creating scenarios in your mind, like, does this person think this or that?
Right.
When they're not even thinking about you. They're sleeping at home.
Exactly.
While you're at home stressed.
Exactly. You're so right about that. Coach LaMonte always just broadening our minds and letting us see past everything on Youday.
The bigger picture.
Yeah. It's not Wednesday, it's Youday.
Youday.